Are you a pharmacy student who wants to learn more about postgraduate training programs and residencies? In this video, I teach you what to do after the residency interview in 3 simple steps. Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Jessica Louie. I'm a board-certified critical care pharmacist, associate professor, and entrepreneur. I love helping people find meaning beyond burnout. On this channel, I talk about passive income and simplifying to combat feelings of burnout and stress in your life. I also share openly about my burnout story and how we paid off massive student loan debt. Make sure to watch those videos as well. This video is my personal opinion. Now, if you don't know my personal journey, I completed a PGY1 in pharmacy practice and a PGY2 in critical care, both from ASHP accredited programs. On this residency series, I share my advice to applying to residencies, interviewing for residencies, and what to do after the interview. So today we're focused on after the interview advice. Make sure you're watching the other videos on residency as well. The first thing to do after the residency interview is to write a thank you. Now, this also takes a little bit of preparation work to make sure that you are getting the contact information for everyone that you're interviewing with so they can write them a thank you note. Make sure that you're spelling their names correctly, making sure you know where to address the physical thank you note as well. Maybe you also might need to be asking for business cards or a schedule for the day to make sure that you have everyone's contact and name information. Personally, I really like handwritten thank you notes, but depending on the time of your interview, you might also want to consider sending an email thank you note just in case the physical handwritten one may not get there in time before they evaluate you and consider ranking you for their program. Now, if you are sending a lot of thank you notes that are handwritten to one organization, one option is to ask the assistant or the secretary for their information, and if they're willing to pass out handwritten thank you notes, you can get to know them during the interview phase and then ask them before you leave for the day to see if you can mail all of them into one envelope to that person, and that person can then pass them out to all the preceptors who interviewed you that day. Now, for thank you notes, I do recommend that you customize it for each person that you're writing it to make sure that you're adding something that you learned from them or discussed with them, and being able to be really open and honest in that thank you card I think is really important. The next thing to do after your interview is to really reflect on how you thought it went and remembering that you're interviewing the program as much as they are interviewing you. So being able to take the next 24 to 48 hours to reflect I think is really important. I already talked in one of my previous videos about how I really recommend that you end the interview day by recording an audio message to yourself, thinking about what went well, how did you think of the program, what are you feeling right now, and I like the audio message portion of it so you can really see and hear the tone inflections in your voice of how you're feeling in the moment. You can also write down your thoughts as well. And then you can carry this reflection over the next 24 to 48 hours to really think about what went well and add those thoughts into your Excel file. So I really like a comparison Excel file to track the programs, track how you're feeling, track what you like about the program, what you dislike about the program, so that you can make an informed decision when you go to rank each program, which is our next video in this series. Now, in the reflection process, I do want to remind you to be really honest with yourself, because sometimes our number one program that we went into the interview towards actually ends up not being our number one program after we come out of the interview because it just didn't feel right. We didn't get the right vibe. Something happened during the day. So we can change our mind during this process. And I think that it really helps to be open and honest with yourself and how you feel. The last step after the interview is to follow up. Now, if there were any follow-up questions that you need to then email or reach out to that preceptor to answer, it's really important to finish this step. Maybe it was a clinical question that you did not remember something about or dose, and you wanted to go back and email them after you researched it and looked up that drug information question. Make sure you close the loop on any follow-up questions that they had. Now comes the fun part, ranking your pharmacy residency programs. Be sure to tune into that video next time. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us. And make sure you're taking action steps with our starter kits or digital downloads. Until next time, cultivate joy.